This is Cesar Carrion, a member of a local carpenters union in Las Vegas, Nevada, and a ride-or-die Biden supporter. Here he is at a Biden event last December.
Today, we are proud to make President Biden an honorary member of the Carpenters Union. President Biden has earned this membership just like union carpenters. He builds strong and he works hard until the job is done.
Right. Anyway, the Biden campaign featured Mr. Carrion in a recent political ad, not about unions or infrastructure, but about abortion.
I'm a Marine. I served in Iraq and Afghanistan. I know what tough is.
I know what tough is, says this Marine, who conveniently ignores that our failure-in-chief completely botched the military withdrawal in Afghanistan and got 13 of our brave service members murdered, including 11 Marines. Disgraceful.
A guy like Donald Trump that attacks women, takes away their freedom, and brags about it,
Proud to have done it.
that's not tough. If he wants to take any more freedoms away from my 3 daughters, he'll have to come through me first.
Sounds like a threat, which is weird because I was told that using violent rhetoric to attack a political opponent was bad. But it's okay. The rules don't apply if you're a Democrat.
Me, I'm with Joe Biden, because he'll give my daughters their freedom back.
So there's a bit to unpack here. First of all, Mr. Carrion's 3 daughters, who you may have noticed that I blurred them out because I think that Caesar using his children in a political ad is disgusting, all live in Nevada. And in Nevada, if you are pregnant, you have the legal right to choose to have an abortion within the first 24 weeks of pregnancy. And this has been state law in Nevada since 1990. In other words, President Trump didn't take anything away from this guy's daughters. Translation? Caesar is a liar. Anyway, Reuters reported that Joe Biden will ramp up spending in May as part of a new advertising push aimed at partly convincing Latino men that abortion rights are a vital issue that affects them. And the Biden campaign is planning to spend more than $1 million in television, radio, and digital ads featuring Latino dad defiant over here who would rather lie about abortion access for his daughters instead of talking about real concerns that affect all Hispanics. As with other Americans, Latino voters tell pollsters they are especially concerned about the US economy. In previous elections, Democrats have often worked to appeal to Latino voters on economic issues. In previous elections, maybe, but in 2024, Democrats can't run on the abject failure that is Bidenomics. In a recent Harvard-Harris poll, when asked about their personal financial situation, 49% of Hispanics say it is getting worse. In the same poll, voters were asked about Joe Biden's job performance. 38% of Hispanic voters said he is getting worse. And since the Biden campaign can't talk about Biden's accomplishments, regarding inflation, immigration, crime, or foreign policy, the only horse that they have in the stable is abortion. But will it be enough to win back Hispanic voters? Latinos are twice as likely as Americans overall to identify as Catholic, according to Pew Research Center, and some hold more socially conservative views than other Democratic voters. And yet the strategy is to reach out to God-fearing, family-oriented Catholic Latinos and tell them that they have to vote for Joe Biden because abortion. But good luck anyway, Democrats. You're gonna need it. Now, of course, MSNBC is really jazzed about the Latino dad defiant approach because diversity.
The narrator there is a Latino vet at a time when you gotta be motivating Latino men. Talk to me about the thinking behind that ad.
Look, I think that we're expanding the argument, right? We are taking it and coming at it from a different angle. Obviously, you all have seen some of the ads that we've done with testimonials from women who are directly having the consequences of these national abortion bans that Donald Trump has put into place and the overturn of Roe.
Whoa. National abortion bans that Donald Trump has put into place. There are no national bans. Yet another lie from these creeps. Donald Trump had nothing to do with overturning Roe v. Wade. The reason it was overturned is because the original court decision was on shaky ground for 50 years. And to help make that point is Joe Biden.
There is an overwhelming universal criticism by proponents of pro-choice and opponents of pro-choice that Roe v. Wade was not a very well-reasoned decision. Most constitutional scholars do not offer that as an example of, whether they're for or against abortion, a decision that is well-written and well-reasoned. Not the conclusion, but it's not offered as a way to write a decision.
And Joe Biden is right. So weird to say that out loud. Roe v. Wade was not a well-reasoned or well-written decision, and everyone knew this, and they knew it for 50 years. And Democrats could have attempted to lay the entire issue to rest by codifying the Roe decision into law. Here's Senator Barack Obama in 2007 pandering to Planned Parenthood.
What would you do at the federal level, not only to ensure access to abortion, but to make sure that the judicial nominees that you will inevitably be able to pick are true to the core tenets of Roe v. Wade?
Well, the first thing I'd do as president is sign the Freedom of Choice Act. That's the first thing that I'd do.
If Obama had signed the Freedom of Choice Act, it would have eliminated federal, state, and local restrictions on abortion. But after he got elected, it wasn't a priority.
As a candidate, you vowed that one of the very first things you wanted to do was sign the Freedom of Choice Act, which, as you know, would eliminate federal, state, and local restrictions on abortion. Do you still hope that Congress quickly sends you the Freedom of Choice Act so you can sign it?
The Freedom of Choice Act is not my highest legislative priority. I believe that women should have the right to choose, but I think that the most important thing we can do to tamp down some of the anger surrounding this issue is to focus on those areas that we can agree on, and that's where I'm going to focus.
So much for promises made, promises kept, huh, Democrats? And I need to mention that when Barack Obama took office, Democrats essentially held a supermajority in the Senate and a majority in the House. And even though Democrats had 2 whole years to do it, they didn't even bother to introduce the Freedom of Choice Act during that entire time. But sure, Democrats, let's blame the bad orange man for all of your failures.
By the way, now they're planning a national ban on the right to choose. They made it clear, if MAGA Republicans try to pass a national ban on the right to choose, I will veto it.
But the political reality is that no matter who holds the majority in the Senate following the November election or even the 2026 midterms, there will absolutely not be enough votes in Congress to pass a national abortion ban. It's a mathematical impossibility.
Your right to choose, your right to privacy is still at risk. But as long as I have power of the presidency, know this. If Congress were to pass a national abortion ban, I will veto it. I will veto it.
The threat of a national abortion ban is a boogeyman designed to scare women into voting for Joe Biden. Democrats think that this is a winning strategy, when in reality, it's not even real.
I'm with Joe Biden because he'll give my daughters their freedom back.
And that's not true either, because there won't be enough votes in the Senate to pass the Freedom of Choice Act. Again, Congress will never pass a law codifying Roe v. Wade. It will never reach Joe Biden's desk, let alone happen in Joe Biden's lifetime. Pro tip, Caesar, instead of lying to your fellow Latinos and using your children as political pawns, maybe focus on instilling onto your children values that will make it highly unlikely that they will ever need or ever want to have abortions. Or maybe Caesar's not interested in having grandchildren, I don't know. Anyway, that's it for now, but please follow me on X at Don't Walk Run, and while you're at it, subscribe to the channel. Thanks to Poofy for her help with this script this week, and as always, thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time, if there is next time.